Lorenda Phillips is part of an establishment called Retired from Sports. By the way, I'm Marky Billson. I'm not retired from Sports Talk Radio. Some may want me to be, but you're in the wrong. Anyway, it's 1420 WEMB Sports Radio's Tri-City Sports Now. Hear it also on jetbroadcasting.live or archived on our Facebook page, 1420 WEMB Sports Radio. But let's talk about Lorenda Phillips. She is calling in, or we're actually calling her, in the San Fernando Valley, and she is a San Jose State graduate who has been coaching and developing professionals, especially professional athletes, in their post-playing career, because you hear a lot about, hey, you know, this guy made all the money in the world, and then he burns through it. And now what do you do? First guy I ever heard that this kind of happened to and was kind of living in dire straits, he didn't make a whole lot of money, was Zoilo Versalles, who is a 1965 American League MVP with the Minnesota Twins. And Zoilo Versalles, essentially, you know, a little bit of a bonus there, went real quick. After his playing career was over, he struggled a bit. Lorenda Phillips, I guess the first question to ask you is, how did you come about in specializing with professional athletes and how to manage their money?
Yeah, thank you for the question, and thank you so much for having me.
It's our pleasure.
Today. I appreciate it a lot. So there's two things. One is two kind of ways of going about that, answering that question. One is I saw an article, a pattern article, that was published in the Sports Illustrated in 2019 by Pablo Torre, and it was, I think it was entitled Why Athletes Go Broke, and he talked about within 2 years, NFL players, 78% of NFL players declare bankruptcy or financial stress within those 2 years. Now, there's been some controversy over this statistic and what did he really count, what he didn't count, etc. But in my experience with working with the guys, I would say that's a pretty close estimate of, at least within the NFL, the financial struggles that the guys have had. So that's that. And that, I have been a coach for developing people for a little, just about 20 years. And when I read that, I first thought, oh, those guys, you know, they're just always throwing the money around, or something like that. I dismissed it. But I saw it again 2 months later. And I thought, what is following me here? So I went and did the research, and I got more and more involved in it. I'd say about 9 to 10 months doing the research, interviewing people, all kinds of media people, athletes, former athletes, coaches, agents, business managers, anyone I could talk to about this market, you know, this group of people. And I'm in the NFL, NHL, NBA, and MLB. So in those 4 categories, that's kind of where I put my focus. And I really saw that I could make a difference eventually, that I could make, after I got all the statistics and the information and why the problem is so rampant, I thought, well, I can help these people. Now, I don't really help them with their finances like a financial advisor. I think they only financial advisors. They unfortunately don't set them very well, but that's a whole other story. But what I do is I help them, I ask that they invest in themselves with me, and I help them in the transition from playing in sports to what's next. So most of the guys don't have enough money. And it's not necessarily that they blew it, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but they don't have the money, and they certainly don't think that they were going to end their career as quickly as they did. It all comes as kind of a shock to them, at least everyone I've talked to.
I want to hold on to that thought Okay, I got to take a break right here, but I want you to hold on to that thought because there are several things I want to touch upon with you here. It's Lorenda Phillips, and hey, it's sort of like the old Fat Albert. If you're not careful, maybe you can learn something from her, and also maybe even a little bit about what you have in your savings account. Hey, that's one of the reasons why I'm talking to her. She's retired from sports, Lorenda Phillips. She also has authored a book, Star Power in Retirement: How to Turn a Few Years Playing Pro Sports into a Lifetime of Wealth, Influence, and Fame. We'll be talking to her in our next segment right after this. Something from the Barter Theater.